Welcome to Hot 97 News, a brand new live news show where we talk about all the hottest stories happening around the country. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Rondell with 2 N's and Million.
Hey.
And once again, there's a lot going on. In fact, we're starting off with breaking news because as we know, the president is in Davos, Switzerland.
Yep.
He is basically having to go to the World Economic Forum to talk about America, talk about, how great things are going here, affordability, all this kind of stuff. But it also means that he's going to have to look world leaders in the face as he's trying to take Greenland.
Yeah, you've been talking all this stuff behind that camera. Now it's time to get it. You in front of me now. You have to stay 10 toes down, bruh.
Right, at this point, we know Trump ain't no punk.
Oh, no.
That's true.
Punk. He will say it to their face. He gonna say it to their face for sure.
And he already has. So, okay, part of the breaking news here is that he did say he is not going to take Greenland by force. So that was a new development. I know they were just sighing relief all through that building because nobody knew literally what this man was going to do. So his quote there was saying, "We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that." He said, "I won't use force." He reiterated it so that everybody knows he's not going to do that. But he is still very serious about taking Greenland. So he did not stop there. He said, "Without us, right now, you'd all be speaking German and Japanese, perhaps."
I mean, he ain't lying.
What?
He ain't lying. What? Bro, he ain't lying. Without America, where would English be? We'd have accents right now.
Talking about because of World War II.
I mean, I'm just saying, we'd have access right now. We probably wouldn't even be here.
You know what's funny?
Give America some credit.
He's talking about Europe. Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind having an accent. Cheerio. Hello. My name's Rondell with 2 N's.
Okay, so that's not German.
Oh, sorry.
Or Japanese. And please don't try those because we don't need to get any complaints or cancellations. But yes, he said after the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. We gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? That's what his quote was. And so he feels like this enormous unsecured island is actually part of North America. He feels like that's our territory. And yeah, he still wants it. As far as I've seen, he has not undone the tariff threat. He basically said all those European countries who wanted to back Greenland, being in charge of Greenland's fate instead of just being on board with what he was trying to do, would face some tariffs, 10% tariffs starting February 1st until they just decide to get on board with this.
Dang, he said I ain't gonna use no legal force. I ain't gonna tax you. I'm gonna tax you, but I ain't gonna take it with force.
Yeah.
I feel him though. I mean, look, he did say everything with his chest though, so I will give him that.
He did.
I will give him that.
He did.
He did not back down from the. I mean, I would have been like, oh, Seth, I gotta say this now in front of y'all. Now I'm a little scared. I didn't know that y'all actually was gonna pull up on me. Like, no, we pulled up on you, Trump, and Trump was like, bet. What's up?
Yeah, Trump is really showing his businessman mentality. It's like either my way or the highway. And that's what we're seeing. The fact that he's still saying, look, I ain't going to take it by force. Like you said, I'm going to tax you is really like, that's some businessman stuff. And I can't necessarily disagree with it because, I mean, like I said, there's some strategic value in Greenland. He's not the only president that's wanted to get Greenland. So, hey, do what you got to do, T. Do what you got to do, T.
Do what you got to do, T. Lana. What?
Y'all are boys now.
Do what you got to do, T.
Y'all call him Trump. I call him T. Like, what?
I just think that there's a diplomatic solution and all these threats, like just what happens if all these European countries decide, you know what, bump the United States. We're all going to align ourselves with China now. And that is happening. Canada, I think the UK has had some kind of dabblings with China. So it's like, yeah, it's a strongman kind of thing to do and it could work. I hope it works out the way he thinks it will because that's, great for the United States. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't and people are like, yeah, bump the United States, we'll figure out new trade partners. We'll reorder this ourselves. Then what are we going to do?
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, they have Canada has recently started doing some some tradings with China. Yeah. And then they've also they have the EU right now, the European Union. So it's like they've already kind of shown us, where they stand, where they really lie. I want people to realize America was an isolationist country at one point. Like we was excelling without the use of the United Nations. We was doing all right before World War II. Just want to let people understand that.
Interesting.
So if we go back to that, I can't necessarily say we gonna crumble. I don't think America's gonna crumble. I think people are gonna have to listen to us more because now you're really gonna be coming to us begging us for more help.
We'll see what happens. I think that I like when the United States goes and helps a country. Let's say if they are literally being, treated like there have been at least, historical happenings where people have been severely mistreated, and the United States has come in and tried to help, World War II being a prime example. But sometimes just all this, I'm going to go into your country and be a bully kind of vibe, it's too much.
Yeah, eventually people are going to band together. The bully will only be a bully for so long.
And
then everybody goes, all right, bro, we're all going to band together and beat you up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've seen it happen.
Right, because I don't know, because all these countries, to Trump's point, we are the power of NATO. We've got all the cards in our deck. We got the greatest military, XYZ. It's all true. But again, yeah, if you take that mentality too far, what happens when they're like, all right, well, how can we hurt you? What can we do? Mm-hmm. I hope that day never comes. But just that's, the kind of risk that we're playing around with here when we're trying to strong arm everybody. So Europe's trying to figure out what to do. We'll see what happens. That also, I think, really perfectly segues, though, into this whole board of peace situation, which,
Quick question. All right. So I've heard y'all out there talking about board of peace, and I kind of did a little, I understand it to a certain degree.
Yeah.
What necessarily is the board of peace? Is it, in my eyes, I'm thinking it's just a group of the nations sitting around talking about, hey, how can we stop wars? How can we, make this better? Is that essentially what it is?
It's basically the United Nations.
Okay,
you know what I mean? We
okay.
basically already have that, and that's why this is kind of getting some pushback. So this board of peace is, I'm assuming, Trump's creation because he's supposed to be the one who leads it. And it's tied to him, not to the U.S. president. So even after Trump were to leave office, he's still supposed to be leading the board of peace, which is comprised of all these nations who he's invited. And some have said yes, some have said no. That's kind of the latest count that we've seen, at least for today, Wednesday, January 21st. Obviously, there are probably some countries still mulling over things. So as of 10:07, January 21st, this is kind of where it's shaken up right now. Mm-hmm. But originally, from what I understand, the point was to figure out what to do with Gaza. And this was supposed to help run and enforce his peace plan in Gaza. Because as you know, there was a war. Israel went to war with Hamas. Hamas attacked Israel, I think October 7, 2023. It was devastating. I think about 12 to 1,400 people either were killed or were kidnapped. And Israel responded by killing tens of thousands of Palestinians and basically reduced a lot of Gaza to rubble. So it's just a lot of rubble. And everybody's been wondering, what are they going to do? Who's going to rebuild it? Who's going to be in charge? That's what this is. This is talking about who is going to keep the ceasefire from falling apart, which is where that is right now, and then to help decide who's going to run Gaza and who's going to organize the rebuilding. He's got his son-in-law working on this, actually, which is, conversation for another day. But yeah, this board of peace is supposed to help with this transition of Gaza. And then it went on to say, what if we then decided for all the wars? What if we decided for things beyond Gaza and became a whole board of peace where we all talk about, who has what, and we pick other conflicts to get involved in. We pressure leaders, we coordinate money. And that's what people are saying, but that's what we already do with the UN. So what are you trying to do here?
The thing about the UN is it's like, from what I've at least seen, is it's not as effective as people thought it was going to be, because what they're supposed to be doing, they're supposed to be applying refugee aid, food aid, disease eradication, peacekeeping around major countries, and then setting global norms. I don't see that across the world right now. And the reason why I don't see that is because they have certain rules within the UN right now that makes it difficult to actually get changes done. So they have a certain it's called the what is that board? It's It's like a board of countries where there's security council. That's what it's called, a security council, and everybody 15 countries get to choose and like vote on certain policies that they like other countries in the UN pronounce. Like they could say, hey, we don't want this war to happen. Here's a resolution. We're going to send it to that council. There's 5 people on that council right now that are permanent. That's Russia, that's China, that's America, that's the UK, and France. They always veto. Like they always veto things, so nothing ever gets done. And the fact that they're permanent, if one person vetoes something, nothing gets changed.
Okay, so you're saying that this idea would potentially go around them and actually get things done?
Yeah, if this board, I don't know. It depends on like, I think they're still coming up with a way of how they're going to build this peace board up.
Yes.
I don't necessarily know how it's going to work, but the fact that the thing that does scare me about it is the fact that Trump, he's the board. He's
Right.
like the head of the board.
Yes.
And then he elects the next board.
Yes.
So there's conspiracies going on right now that's saying that he could put in his son if
Literally.
he wanted to.
Oh, wow.
And then his son can elect the next board after that. And then it's just the Trumps running that whole peace board.
I literally was thinking, like, is Trump trying to make himself king?
Yeah.
Because that's very similar to what this sounds like. And technically, like, no, it's not that, black and white. But like, if you're saying I'm building a peace board of all the nations in the world and their membership is either free for a 3-year membership or they can pay $1 billion in cash to stay on this permanently. But I'm going to be leading this even when I'm not the U.S. president. Who would, you know what I mean? That's pretty nuts. And even if I'm not the U.S. president, I still get to decide who comes after me for this position, in which case I could pick one of my sons or my daughter or literally anybody that I want. I mean, it's like, who died and made you? You know what I mean? It's like, this is the audacity. But yeah, we can pull up the countries who have already gotten on board with this and kind of where this is shaking out so far. France was the first one who was like, nah, I'm not getting on board with this. Mm-hmm. And they said basically the reason for that was that they just felt like it goes beyond Gaza and it could conflict with the UN. You know what I mean? Like, we already got a UN for this, so I'm not on board. And Trump, by the way, was like, bump him. Nobody wants him anyway because he's going to be out of office soon anyway. And I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes and then he'll join, but whatever. So then Norway and Sweden today actually said they're not about it either. I thought it was interesting that Russia was even asked to be on this board of peace because we're currently trying to, by the narrative, save Ukraine from Russia. Right. We're doing all this in Greenland in part because of Russia. I would think Russia would be the last person, well, not person, entity. Technically, Putin would be the last person that you'd ask based on the narrative that we have going around Russia being the big bad guy. Mm-hmm. What do you mean they're going to be on the board of peace and they're asking? But they're considering it. They said they want some more information.
Now, if Russia actually does get on board and this somehow, some way stops the war, I think we got to give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. At that point, we got to give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize because that is crazy. If he gets Russia and Ukraine on board, that'll be wild.
But pay attention to the countries that have already said yes. A lot of these countries are really.
Did Israel surprise you?
Israel surprised me.
Really?
First of all, Israel surprised me because I didn't realize they were going to be on board with some of the countries that were also asked, because I'd done some kind of research on this. They were saying, I think specifically because of Turkey, they're saying like, we don't want to be a part of this. If Turkey's a part of this, call a spade, Israel's bombed a lot of countries in the Middle East and has kind of some beef with other countries as well, Turkey being one of them, from what I read. So they were kind of hesitant to get on board for that reason. But also, again, this is going to be the board that decides Gaza's future. Why are we talking about Gaza's future? Because Israel bombed them to smithereens after Hamas attacked Israel. But the fact is, Israel's the one that bombed them to smithereens. And now they're thinking about putting like a Riviera there and resorts. They're turning that area into like just this beautiful space for tourism and stuff, literally on the bodies of people who just lost their lives there, lost their communities and their neighborhoods and their buildings and all this kind of stuff. So it is interesting. If you ask people who are supportive of that effort on the Israel side, they'll tell you they were just acting in retaliation to the terrorist attack they had. You know, we had our 9/11 and went to the Middle East and did all types of things. They had their version of 9/11. Which for them was a lot more deadly by the scale of it and, you know, by the population. So they felt like they were totally in the right for everything that happened in Gaza to all those Palestinians. But, you know, that's a whole conversation for another day. The point is, they're being also asked and has accepted joining this board of peace to figure out what happens to Gaza next. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see, man. We're gonna have to see.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to keep me updated because that was a lot. I ain't gonna hold you. I was sitting here trying to keep up, and I was like, wait, what? Who is who? How's how?
We'll talk about it after the show.
He's just making a new club. He's just making a new club.
Okay.
Yeah. In short, the board of peace may or may not happen depending on who all decides to join, and then their scope of what they can do probably, you know, depends on what they get shaping up with who joins on. Okay, so we can also bring this a little closer to home because Minnesota is popping off.
Yeah.
Still. And I thought they were already popping off, but every day they just seem like they're just outdoing themselves. Yeah. So now there is a police chief in Minnesota that is saying that even their own officers are getting stopped by ICE just because they're a minority. So this is the Brooklyn Park police chief, and he's saying that it's happening to their officers while they're off duty. They're saying that federal agents are stopping them just as they're driving down the road or just walking down the streets. He said that in the last 2 weeks, there have been endless complaints about this happening to community members with no cause and just being stopped and forced to show the fact that they are here legally. So he actually described one incident that he says one of his officers went through, and she said that she was basically passing ICE, just going down the road, you know, past ICE, and they stopped her and boxed her in. So here's what happened next.
When they boxed her in, they demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork. When she became concerned about the rhetoric and the way she was being treated, she pulled out her phone. In an attempt to record the incident, the phone was knocked out of her hands, prevented her from recording it. The officer had their guns drawn during this interaction. The officer became so concerned, they were forced to identify themselves as a Brooklyn Park police officer in hopes of slowing the incident and de-escalating the incident down.
So let me get this straight. Y'all are detaining people that are here to protect and serve, bro. How crazy has it gotten that now, you know, you can't even, the police are even like in trouble, bro. You know what I'm saying? What? That's wild.
Is that fair though? It was an off-duty officer. Am I correct?
No, it was. She was off duty.
She was stopped just for looking like a minority.
No,
what do you mean?
Yeah. I think he missed.
What do you mean?
I think he missed the entire point.
Well, they didn't know that it was an officer though. That's what it wasn't an officer. She was off duty and they stopped her. Unfortunately, yes, like I said, it is profiling. That's what they are doing. But what else would you have to do if this is the incentive that you're doing? Like, you're gonna have to profile.
I would think that this ICE effort could be focused on targeted people that they've done their research on and know this is an actual criminal. Where it gets to, I'm stopping literally anybody who looks Mexican, Dominican, Hispanic in any way, black. I mean, how far does it go? This police chief said that it's happening to multiple officers in multiple police departments in Minnesota. And if they're going through that, they know the community is going through it because at least they can say, look, I'm an officer. He said after that woman identified herself as an officer, they just left. No words, no sorry, no nothing. They just went along their way. Other community members don't have that. God forbid you forget your license when you walk out. I've forgotten my license a couple of times. You know what I mean? So I think as people are looking at that, would you want that to happen in your community? You know what I mean? I feel like if you're watching from Minnesota, you're like, man, yeah, anybody who's Hispanic can just like get stopped at any point. And that's crazy. What if it happened to where you were living? Yeah. What if you were Hispanic?
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. It happened when she was off duty. Like, who's to say they're not doing this again when people are on duty? I mean, we don't know the level that they're going to take it to, bro. We just don't know what level ICE is going to end up taking this to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. We don't have no idea where they're going to take this to. So, I mean, if it happened to her off duty, imagine if a cop was like pulled up to a scene, a protest or something like that, and like trying to disperse people, and an ICE agent looks over and goes, Hey, oh, hey, you come here real quick, like to the police officer, because it's funny, but it's like real, bro.
Yeah.
Like imagine if that, what level is ICE gonna take it to? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What level are they gonna take it to? How far are they gonna go? Is where I'm getting at.
No, that's real.
The police chief there was saying that every one of these individuals who have been stopped in his department is a person of color. So they're literally just stopping minorities, according to the police chief, and just demanding they show their paperwork. So it just seems like something you'd see in a movie.
Yeah.
Not like in the streets of America. That's crazy. We already saw that story yesterday where they just ate at a Mexican restaurant and then arrested the owners later that night.
Yeah, that's a cheat code. You can't.
That's great. I
that's
mean,
a
they're
cheat
just.
code.
So, also in Minnesota at the same time, some of their top officials just got subpoenaed. So this is the governor, Tim Walz, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, the Attorney General Keith Ellison, the St. Paul Mayor, and just a few others all got subpoenaed because the administration and really the DOJ is trying to figure out if they are impeding their efforts with ICE there. So they are trying to figure out specifically if these leaders obstructed federal law enforcement activities in Minnesota. And I think they're saying that because we've all seen the press conferences where they're like, hey, ICE is doing this, be on the lookout type vibe. I think that's legal, where you can just say, I don't support this. But if they've done anything that would obstruct their law enforcement activity, which is a directive, from the president.
For sure.
It is what it is. That's what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah, when I heard that, I thought, oh, remember when Tim Walz was like saying he's going to bring out the National Guard? We didn't necessarily know if the National Guard was there to help us or was there to help ICE. That's how I took it, but I don't know.
Man, look, at the end of the day, these folks want you to leave these people alone, bro. Like, Tim Walz wants y'all to get out of this city and just leave y'all have to understand, y'all are bother. It's not even a bother. It's y'all are doing a little too much. I get that y'all want to take, like Lana said, the illegals that are here doing wrong. Go do your research first before y'all just start grabbing folks, man. Leave these folks alone, man. That's how I look at it. I'm looking at it from a very outside perspective because it's not happening here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think Tim Walz is just like, bruh, I want to help out my people in my city. If there are ICE agents out there trying to get at you, hey, watch out. Look out.
Yeah.
And I can't just tell them to leave, even though I want them to get out. So the best thing for me to do is say, hey, hey, I wouldn't walk around that corner. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go up the street. You get what I'm saying? So I'm with Tim Walz, man.
I think any person of color, people mistake me for being Dominican sometimes. If
Really?
No,
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Okay. Well, that's because y'all don't know I speak a little Spanish. I do a little dancing.
Boricua,
A little salsa, a little bachata, a little merengue. Y'all don't know about
They
it.
listening. They listening.
The point is, if you were stopped, to be stopped is one thing. And like, hey, let me just make sure you're a United States citizen. That's one thing, I guess. That's already kind of intrusive. But to say they are boxing people in, guns drawn, show me your ID. I'm thinking, oh my God, let me not move too fast. Like that must be terrifying for people because they're guns drawn. And we've already seen the administration may decide in 2 hours, no matter what happened, no matter how murky it looks, it's justified with no real investigation. That's scary for people. Yeah. So to your question, when they deployed the National Guard, or when he said he was going to deploy the National Guard, that was him saying, look, if these protests get out of hand, we will have the National Guard out here, and it's me deploying it, not Trump. These are your fellow Minnesotans who are in the National Guard, so please don't harm them either.
Gotcha.
The whole point there will just be to keep the peace. And some of these protesters are getting out of hand. You know what I mean? Because it's like, some of it doesn't seem like it's like, not real, but it's just like at a certain point, I do kind of put some responsibility on the protesters to change tactics a little bit. Like, don't just like follow ICE around because it's not changing anything. Go to lawmakers' offices and bang on the, like on whatever. Like, make it known to the people who can actually do something about this, like protest for sure, but like protest meaningfully so they can't just ignore you. Call your senators, call, whoever's office that can actually do something is what, I feel like. But, after the subpoenas, Tim Walz and everybody who got subpoenaed was like, this is just political theater. This is ridiculous. So, we'll see what happens with that.
But they got to go, though. from what I've.
So it's for information and records. It's not even for them to show up and speak. It's for records. They subpoenaed
they're
records.
subpoenaing records.
Yeah, so they want like the information from them. Yeah.
That's even more interesting.
So we shall see. What I do think is very interesting from all this is number one, the government could shut down again because of ICE. And that's just a quick note because Democrats are saying if you guys want to pass any more money for ICE, we got to rein in some of this activity that we're seeing from ICE. So they still have to pass the budget. And if they don't by January 30th, the government shuts down again. And so, so Democrats are, basically saying we cannot vote on a DHS budget. DHS is over ICE that doesn't restrain the growing lawlessness of this agency. Now, obviously, Republicans are saying, please don't do this to us again. We don't need the government shut down. We don't need TSA to have a problem and air traffic controllers to have a problem. But they want to see things like requiring agents to wear identification, limit customs and border protection agents to the border instead of being out here in these streets. And they want to require judicial warrants to arrest a suspect in these immigration cases. So don't just show up, no badge, unannounced, no kind of identification on you and grab somebody with no warrant. Like make sure you have a warrant to be able to pull some of this stuff off. So we'll see what happens with that. But that is...
So I just, because I was about to ask this question.
Yeah.
So I just went ahead and looked it up. Because the government shutdown, you're talking about that. I just wanted to know how much they were spending on ICE. And it's like $10 billion is allocated to ICE. That's outrageous. I didn't know it was that much. That's so much money for this, bruh. So much money. I'm sorry. I literally just had to look.
Can you look up real quick how many illegal immigrants have been arrested since Trump took office? Because remember, he was saying we are starting to do all of this because there were like 20 millions and millions of illegal immigrants who've poured into the country. And so for all these skirmishes on the street, you'd think, have 1 million been arrested at this point? How many illegal immigrants have actually been arrested at this point?
And so since 2024, that's before Trump's second term, ICE made about 149,000 arrests. During the first 100 days of Trump's second term, ICE reported 66,463 arrests.
That's in the first 100 days.
That's in the first 100 days. And this is the new report, January, mid-October 2025, various analysis. ICE arrests are roughly 220,000 individuals.
So less than 1 million?
Less than 1 million. Less than a quarter. I mean, he's almost at a quarter, but yeah, that's crazy.
That would be, based on what we're getting for this, they're going to be at this for decades, trying to get 20 million people out.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's how it's already gone, and we haven't even cracked 1 million.
Now, if they start slowing it down by actually investigating it, as opposed to just seeing somebody and saying, hey, let me see your badge, or doing whatever they're doing, wouldn't it be longer? It would take longer.
For sure.
But
again, what's the cost? How many skirmishes? How many people want to live in a police state where they're getting swarmed by cars at gunpoint to prove they're in the country? I mean, if this is how we're doing it, maybe we could figure out another way.
I feel it.
Because it's taking too long at this point, and y'all messing up too many people's lives, bruh.
Well, that is going to have to do it for this half, but we're going to be right back after this break. Welcome back to Hot 97 News. We do see your comments on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube right now. I'm seeing that some of you are saying you're Dominican, so they're kind of like weighing in on the conversation we were just having with ICE. Great Caesar's Ghost. We can't afford another government shutdown. Amen to that. I hope they figure it out. I really do. Because they just play games at this point. So yeah, if you want to say anything to us, we can see it. Might shout it out, throughout the show. So that's really cool. Okay, before we move on to trending topics, just wanted to go back to the conversation about just ICE and whatnot, only because the Justice Department is now musing over whether to bring charges against Don Lemon. Yes, for joining those protesters who went into that church that Sunday. Don Lemon, of course, used to be a CNN anchor. Now he kind of just does his own thing. And Nicki Minaj is Nicki Minaj. And those two went at it because of this as well. And so that all went down on social media because Nicki Minaj is here for putting Don Lemon in jail.
That's crazy.
That's what she said. She said this is what started it all. She said, Don, expletive, Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion, and lock him up. Boy, I could not see that. That was why I read that really slow.
Nicki Minaj, we aren't going to go down the rabbit hole of charges that your man has, are we? Oh, we would never go down the rabbit hole of charges he has. Lock him up.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Actually, you know what's funny?
Don Lennon, you should just, if I was you, Don Lennon, I would tear her to pieces, boy.
He actually did say that in the next clip I'm about to show, but I cut out that part because he already went low enough, and that was you took it to hell.
Yeah, you going to hell.
he literally called out, what her man is accused of. Go down that rabbit hole yourself. But here is a piece of Don Lemon's response.
Let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans, and you're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules.
Hello. Yeah. Hello, and he ain't wrong, and he's not wrong, Nikki. You might want to sit this one out. You going up against a gangster when it comes to this. John Lennon is a gangster when it comes to this, Nikki. You do not want no smoke with that man. And for you to be homophobic, your whole fan base is in the LGBT plus community. So for you to even sit here and say what you said about Don Lennon, you're literally trashing your fan base. But Nikki, sit this one out for me, girl, please.
Now, she did say she just went that far because she was trying to be splashy, because she wanted to make sure it got the reach that she was trying to get it to reach. But, I'm sure she would say that she's not homophobic, whatever. The whole point is he claimed that she was because of that. And people have been trying to deport Nicki Minaj this year. I mean, she came out as like a huge Trump supporter a couple months ago, right? This was very recent. She went to that Turning Point USA event and she was talking about, all these things. She interviewed or was having a discussion with Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow. And people said, we just got to kick her out of here, out of the country.
Yeah, nigga, you think they like you. You think they like you. I'm trying to tell you, these folks will turn on you in a second. Like these celebrities, when they get on that side of what they think, they're gonna love me, and as soon as you do something that they don't like, they get rid of your behind. You're out the door. Like, bruh, you're out of the door.
That's real.
Okay? So you can say, I love Erica Kirk and Trump and da-da-da-da-da. And as soon as you say something that they don't like, deport her. Get her up out of here. Come on now. Y'all better stop playing with them folks.
You ain't lying. And I don't even think the fact that they're even considering arresting Don Lemon is crazy, because a church is supposed to be a public place of worship in general. So you would automatically assume that you could protest there if you wanted to. I didn't see no real crimes being committed in that. I don't think anybody got abused there.
Can you look up real quick, or one of you guys, can you look up just what the charge the DOJ is considering for Don Lemon? I'm pretty sure from what I saw, they were saying that they were impeding on their First Amendment right to assemble for religious purposes.
But they were using their First Amendment. Dang, man, DOJ, stop. All right, we got way much more money that we could be putting elsewhere, and you want to put it into this. This is crazy.
But before we move on from this, yes, they were trying to deport Nicki Minaj. There was a petition. 62,000 people plus signed it to deport Nicki Minaj back to Trinidad.
That's crazy.
Ain't you Trinidadian? Y'all don't. Why you worried about what the church doing? Y'all be. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be doing the voodoo and the voodoo. Y'all don't do churches. No, I don't know what they do. I'm joking. So Don Lemon, as of right now, no criminal charges has been filed against Don Lemon by the U.S. Department of Justice. So there's no formal charge that has been announced in court documents.
Well, no, I knew that. I just didn't know, what would they even think that they were, what would be the charge? Because sometimes, they'll say, I'm going to arrest whoever. And it's like, for what? Like, what do you think you can actually get them?
Under the the DOJ has signaled it might charge him under the Ku Klux Klan Act.
Get out of here.
What? That's what it says.
Wait, what?
The DOJ civil rights officials, including Assistant Attorney General Harmit Dillon, threatened to pursue charges against charges under the Ku Klux Klan Act, a federal civil rights statute dating back to restrictions, which makes it crime to conspire to violate others' constitutional rights.
If Don Lemon goes down for the Ku Klux Klan Act in 2026,
hey man,
I'm going to bed. I'm not waking up. I'm not leaving. You guys have gone too far.
The Ku Klux Klan Act on a black man is crazy.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
Okay, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because we get to talk about UFOs.
Yeah. I'm excited.
You and I,
big alien fan.
You over there, you don't get it. You don't learn. Okay,
I
so
guess.
you can actually decide for yourself whether you think these people are credible. There was a UFO conference in Washington, D.C., and this was an event that was billed as bringing firsthand witnesses, medical experts, government officials, and U.S. insiders together to talk about some things that they have seen. Important caveat that no physical evidence was presented. And I know that's a big deal for people. Because I'll be like, I want to physically see an alien or alien tech before I believe it. There was none of that. So all of these, instances that we're about to hear are just witness testimony, written statements, and medical claims. Not verified materials, but nevertheless, we're going to talk about it.
Hello.
Because it could be true.
It is true. Come on, Lana. We feel it in our bones. It's true.
Listen.
It's true.
Listen.
I'll be so excited about aliens. Y'all don't understand. I can't wait to meet them. I can't wait to talk to them. I hope a few of them are black. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog. I hope the aliens got a little swag to them. You know what I mean?
Walk them in there like, what's up?
Yeah, I hope they up there listening to Lil Wayne or something. Dog, I cannot wait, bro.
Okay, so what witnesses allege happened? There are actually a couple of people who talked. They're describing, in one case, a cigar-shaped craft that went down over this area in Brazil, and that was followed by reports of encounters with a living, non-human entity, and then claims of a rapid military recovery operation, which there is a documentary on one of these platforms right now. You got to pay for it, but it's out there. It's called Age of Disclosure, and they have actual people who have been in the government, have been around these actual legitimate circles, who have described similar things, that there's a military recovery unit basically that goes to crashed UFO sites and gathers all the tech. So this is something that has been alleged already. These are people who are talking about it from their end. So this one Brazilian man said that he followed what he thought was a blimp and then saw half of a craft intact, debris scattered, all this kind of stuff, a sharp ammonia/rotten egg odor, and then army vehicles quickly got there, forced him away at gunpoint, and then men in suits showed up, recited his name, his address, his family details, everything about him, and then warned him that he never saw anything.
Men in black. Men in black. Here come the men in black. Neuralizer. Clink. They neuralized them.
I think it's important to state that this is a filmmaker that brought this whole entire thing into place.
Who gave the filmmaker the idea?
Hello.
Who gave the filmmaker the idea? The crazy people. The people that claim. Why is it that we never actually see real evidence of alien craft anywhere? The only time I've seen some actual... I'm not talking hearsay, she say, you say, we say. I'm saying that actual evidence. In Mexico in 2023, they claim that they have found out actual aliens that they've seen, and it was presented to the Mexican government.
Yeah, I remember that.
This is 2023. I'm sitting here like, yo, this is crazy. Yo, they blew the whole thing apart. Bro, it turned out that the aliens that they found was like paper mache or something like that. I don't believe that aliens are, I ain't gonna say they're not real, but I don't think that they're worried about us. I don't think they care
That's a
enough
different
to be
conversation.
around us.
Whether or not they're worried about us, different conversation.
I think a lot of these people are crazy though. I don't think nobody has seen aliens
So
like they
do
claim
you
to
think
have.
they exist or not? That's because that whether or not they're
Maybe.
worried about us is a different conversation.
I think maybe, and I think that the people that have seen the aliens has never.
Wait.
They're not worried about us.
Can't do this.
Yeah.
Can't do this with seen.
Oh my god.
They've seen them, bro. This is not no. I know how y'all like to do allegedly. I know there's folks out there that seen aliens. I promise you. I ain't alleging nothing. I promise you there are.
There are actually women who spoke about seeing aliens,
See?
which are also talked about in that documentary. You should watch it. I thought it was interesting. It could be propaganda, could be all lies. I thought it was interesting. Okay, there were 3 women who said they saw a short being with red eyes, a large head, and oily, shiny brown skin with vein-like lines. One said it felt like the world stopped when she looked at it. All of them described panic and running. And then one of them described 3 fingers and an unusually large foot, and that she has not been the same since. So, for your viewing pleasure, and so we can kind of give you a visual of what that might have looked like, we asked AI to just generate, what would that look like? Potentially. And this is what we got.
That look like a lot of y'all babies. I ain't gonna hold you. That look like a lot of y'all babies. Babies are aliens when they come out. I swear, none of them are cute.
that's true.
None of them are cute.
I also, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say he does look like a bad little kid. or
Yeah, it look like a
something.
bad little
it does.
kid. Yeah.
I was just thinking, now why does it have to be mean? Why does it have to be angry? So we thought, let's just see what it looks like if it was a happy alien.
Still
That's
terrifying.
scary. That's scarier than the last one.
Still terrifying. That alien looked like it's up to no good, bro. Like that alien don't look like it comes in peace. That alien don't look like it comes in peace, bro.
Well, I don't know. I think the whole conversation is fascinating, whether you believe it or not. I just think that, yes, there are movies about it. But what if the movies pull from reality? We wouldn't know, and people stand 10 toes down that there are no aliens for what?
Yeah.
You literally don't know. So how are you so sure that there are no aliens just because you don't believe it? Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that it's not true. It just means you don't believe it. Why don't you believe it? Just because it's in movies?
No, that makes me believe it even more because where
did you get that
where did
from?
you get the idea? Men in Black was made way before its time, bro. And there's other alien movies, but Men in Black was like such a there might be stuff going on under the cities and stuff that we have no idea about. They made me believe that there's people like Men in Black in the world. There's no way that there's not these type of people going around saying, hey, y'all didn't see none of this, or hey, there is aliens, but we had to cover them up and stuff like this. And what really made me believe is Men in Black 3 or Men in Black 2, when he went to one of the artists. It was an artist. He went there and he went to a show, and the artist pulled back his wig, and then it was like, yeah, such and such is an alien, such and such is an alien, and such is an alien. I was like, oh yeah, all these celebrities, aliens.
Okay. See? Do you? I've heard that too, but that's
So because there was a movie on it, it may be true. There was also the Avengers. We might be able to see Captain America's, and we might be able to see Thor, and we might be able to see the Hulk too.
I think that
different
there
things.
could be,
Two
but there could be things within those movies that are legitimate. Like, yeah, I've given it to you for, via like a superhero kind of movie purpose. But like, what if the tech that they have in those movies is based on reality? And that's what I'm saying. It's not saying like it's pulling it from one-to-one to reality. But what if they're basing it even loosely on reality? Like some of those problems that you saw in Marvel movies where they were like talking about weapons developments and weapons shipments, that stuff happens in real life. They did a movie about the Twin Towers going down before the Twin Towers go. I'm just saying I don't know. With media, you literally never know.
You don't. So how can you be so sure?
Well,
How can you be so sure?
So what is the reason that the aliens haven't shown themselves already? Can y'all at least give me that?
That was to your point. They're not bothered by us. Do you stop and acknowledge an ant? I've never stopped and acknowledged an ant. I'm imagining that they've just, if they exist, which I don't know, I just also don't not know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going down on a hill because what do I know?
Exactly.
And yeah, I just think that if that's a thing, then maybe they're just not even bothered with us.
And if there are aliens, I just want y'all, when y'all do come get Million first. All right? Come get Million
Right over
first. Take him up with you. Do whatever you need. Do all kinds of experiments. Let them know y'all real. Me and Lana, we on your side.
We're good.
We good. We rocking with you. Million, get him.
Alto Keys is saying, aren't like fishes and some animals literally aliens until we name them? Should they call anything ethnic alien?
You have a point.
You got a point.
You have a point.
got a point on that one.
It's always something that we've seen prior before. It's nothing like new. Like these aliens, it's just like they have fingers just like us. Oh my goodness. They have heads just like us. If it's something that's completely out of this world, why wouldn't they have things that we can't even explain? I'm saying, why would they have figures that look somewhat similar to us? That doesn't make sense.
They would.
It's only us that are generating these images, and then we're claiming that it's something out of this world, but it's really just us.
You think it's just like some figment of somebody's imagination that came up with just the look of an alien, and then everybody just like went with it.
It's a figment of our imagination based on what we already know, which is what you look like. I know that humans have fingers, so the alien is gonna have fingers. I know that we have heads, so the alien is gonna have a head and it's gonna have a brain. It's based off. It's just so funny how everything that we've seen is based off of what we already know.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
That is an interesting take. I do, however, just wonder how we got all the crazy technology that we have, because in that documentary I was talking about, they also talked about the idea that some of these aircrafts that they find are basically just descended upon by whatever just military unit that they have. It's like, I can't remember what it's called. It's like comprised of like the Department of Energy, a couple others. And they could take the tech they have and then reverse engineer it to figure out how it works. And some of the tech that we have right now is honestly insane. How did you come up with that? We were alive for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and you just figured out how to make a phone. You just figured out how to make a chip. You know how tiny and intricate chips are that power computers and stuff? Do you know how those are made? Like, you can't have any part of you, like, exposed. You got to be in full suit to make a chip.
A chip.
So it's like nothing human is really about that process. A human couldn't replicate it if you tried. You need machinery. How did you make the machinery to make the chip when humans can't even make the chip?
I'm here with you, Lana.
I'm
here
got
with
questions.
you. I'm locked in with you.
I got questions.
I'm locked in
That's
with you.
it.
It's precedence. We've taken for how we got to the cell phone is we started with the house phone, and then we went back and we started with the telegram, and then we went back and we started with rocks. It's just precedence we're building on.
Went from rocks.
Yes,
They built it
That's
with rock.
Fire and rock. Everything just stems from what we've known prior.
I got you. Let me scratch my rock together. Hello?
Are you coming up with a phone yet?
Hello? Hello?
But it's so funny because
here's
the mic that you're
some
talking.
sticks.
Oh yeah, I'm crazy. But the mic that you're talking on right now is made out of some sort of material from the ground. It's all precedence that's happened prior.
We hear
That's
you.
all I'm saying.
No, we hear you.
We hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Next subject. No,
yeah.
joking.
Okay. Comments real quick. Back in the 80s, the movies had FaceTime and holograms already. That's what I'm saying. Like, the tech they probably have right now that we don't know about yet is probably crazy. Where do they get that from? I'm off my hill, y'all.
Why y'all think China is so ahead of us when it comes to technology? Aliens.
Get out of here. Oh my
all I'm
God.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm saying.
You need a voice of reason on the show. So that's great. That's great. But definitely come for him first when y'all touch down over here.
For sure.
Okay. So this is kind of on the same vein. I don't know what you're going to think about this.
I looked at it. I was like, dang, we going to keep going then. Shoot.
We're about to show you this cow. This cow is kind of proving that animals might be a little smarter than you think. We'll play the video and I'll tell you what's going on here. So livestock animals, obviously like cows, are assumed to be less intelligent because we look at them for food, for just work. You're going to drag this big old barrel. This cow was basically seen using this as a tool. And apparently, like, tool use is a really big indicator of intelligence. And this whole idea of this was this cow took that brush and specifically used that brush side for kind of like the top in its body. And then it would use the other side. You'll see it flip. It's not going to flip it over, but you'll see the flipped version of it where it will use the other side of the stick to scratch more sensitive parts. So basically they found that this cow was deciding to use this for a specific purpose, and that's why they ended up studying. It's a real study. I did look it up to make sure it was not just, some old crazy, nobody saying, oh, this is cool. This was actually studied. So researchers, did this experiment where they did this. They just kind of set the broom in front of her and saw what it would do. And so they feel like this is interesting because this is not something that's typical, again, of just mammals.
Listen, Doug, I'm trying to tell you, I think animals are smarter than what we think they are, and I think they just don't want to show. Listen, this cow is probably extremely smart. It's not going to show you how smart it is because then you're going to make it work harder. You're going to make it do it more work if it shows you. Like, animals aren't dumb, bro. They're actually really, really intelligent, but they're probably like, I'm not going to show these humans how much I can do because then they're going to work me even harder. Animals are like men, all right? They're just like dudes. We let our women know exactly what we make them think that we're stupid. We make them think that we're dumb. That way we ain't got to work as hard, And then, we play dumb. We play dumb. We're actually really smart and we know how to do a lot. But to y'all, we don't know how to do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this, but I did go on a rabbit hole here and try to figure out what else are these animals out here doing that we don't really know about or expect. And so there have been other studies, and you can look them up, but they have said that wild killer whales, bit off and shaped some kelp and used it between their bodies to basically groom themselves, like social grooming. So that means I am purposefully biting off this kelp to use it to groom. Crows counting out loud on cue. Trained crows produce exactly 1 to 4 vocalizations to match a symbol / sound cue. And that suggested a deliberate number control, not just random calling, like they did it on cue. Bumblebees learned a 2-step puzzle that was too hard to invent solo. So when I looked into that one, they were basically saying these bumblebees were shown basically a directive. This is what you do. And it couldn't pull it off. But when it watched a different trained bee do it, it could figure it out. So it was basically saying that bees could get social cues from each other was what this study was. Mice, first aid style revival attempts. That when a caged mate was unconscious or unresponsive, mice escalated from sniffing and grooming to mouth and tongue pulling and clearing obstructions and improving recovery. Ants were doing the same thing. Ants had a targeted antibiotic wound care. So when these certain type of ants detected when wounds were infected, they would treat their little nestmates using antimicrobial secretions. And they would also do life-saving amputations based on where the wound was. So for Florida carpenter ants, they would amputate an injured leg off if it would help the infection stop spreading. But they would choose a different care option depending on where the wound was. These are all animals doing things that suggest some kind of intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we want animals to get this smart though, bro. That's scary. Y'all seen Planet of the Apes? We don't want to see that happen, bro. We don't want to see that happen. As soon as animals get extremely, extremely, extremely smart, or they already are, and they just start showing their hand, bro, it's over for us. They start showing their hand. When animals start showing their hand of how intelligent they are, bro, it's over for humans, dog. Over. Imagine your dog coming in. Your dog gonna start feeding itself.
Rough.
Yeah. Rough.
I want my food now.
Yeah. They gonna start doing stuff that they don't need us no more.
Only pushback I would give on this, right? It's not whether they have knowledge, because we know they have knowledge. They do have systems in how they operate and move throughout nature. Do they have sentience? And that's what we have. And sentience is the capacity to have subject experiences, feelings, or sensations, particularly the ability to feel pleasure or pain, distinguishing it from mere reaction or stimuli. Do they have feelings? Do they have emotions? That's what I wonder. And if it comes out that they do have feelings and emotions, shouldn't we stop eating them?
That's a proven that dogs and cat and all that they have.
And I
feelings.
think either dolphins
Yeah,
or
they-
whales like will mourn if
Yeah.
there's something happens to one of their
They
like
have
loved
feelings.
ones.
So y'all
Loved-
going vegan.
No,
But you know you're hurting them. You're hurting their feelings. You know that they
I'm not
feel.
hurting nothing. I ain't killed not nan animal in my life, so I'm not hurting nothing. I'm just enjoying them. You know what I'm saying? But here's my point though. If they get smart enough, bro, they gonna understand like, oh, y'all been eating us this entire time. Oh, it's a rebellion, dog. It's going down in the animal kingdom, bro. Straight up.
really hard to think about that. You know what I mean? It's very trippy because these aren't just like, again, random, just like, crackpot ideas. These are actual scientific studies they found when they're looking at these animals and what they can do. So I don't ever think about ants and like bees really, but if you really stop to think about it, it is really fascinating.
Very,
you know what I
very.
mean?
That's
Very.
messed up. I think we should stop eating them if they do have emotions. If
Well,
they do
you
have
start first.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
don't you lead
Let's
the
do it.
charge
Let's do
and
it.
see,
Let's do it.
if it catches on
You know
in
what
the
they did with
office.
that cow
catch
right
it up.
after he did all that experimentation?
They killed it. They killed it. They killed it and they ate
And
it.
they
And
sold it right to you.
And they said, look, you're too smart of a cow. Because look, that cow got smart. And I'm trying to tell you, once that cow got, and the cow gonna show his hand. Now the cow gonna be, doing his taxes and all kinds of stuff. They're gonna make these animals start. The AI gonna take over. They're gonna get rid of the humans, and then the animals are gonna become the humans. Watch.
Animals are gonna be like, finally,
Yeah.
this
Watch.
is our time.
Watch, dog. Watch what I
funny.
tell you.
Then PETA is all correct. Everything PETA talks about is correct.
Peter's been trying to
They've
warn
been
y'all.
telling everybody for ages. PETA has been telling us. Yeah.
Nobody took PETA seriously.
That's hilarious.
People
hilarious.
take PETA seriously. I'm just kidding. I don't have any fur. We don't have any fur. We take it seriously. Whatever. Okay. Final thoughts. Comment section.
Shout out to the animals out there.
Shout out animals.
Shout out animals.
Yeah.
The bunnies specifically.
The bunnies. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I know you like
What
some
kind of
bunnies.
bunnies?
Oh,
Yeah, I bet you do.
all
Want to
right.
shout out the bunnies out there.
All right.
Whales and dolphins definitely do. You're right there. Imagine a panther, a wolf, and tiger pull up in a black truck, strapped.
Crazy.
That's funny. Not facts, y'all. Well, thank you so much for hanging out in the comments. That's gonna do it for us. But we will be right back here tomorrow.
Oh,
No,
And we also have another show.
There you go. And like literally in the
Stay
stay in
there.
the
Stay
chat.
tuned. The Atlanta section of Hot 97 News is next. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hot 97 News Atlanta. We are diving into all the hottest stories happening in the city. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Rondell with 2 N's.
Understand me?
And Million.
Yo.
And we are talking about data centers again. First of all, because this is going to be a problem, I think, going forward, a bigger problem than it really is, kind of like right now. But basically, what our Georgia lawmakers are trying to do is get a handle on it. They are trying to actually do 2 bills right now. One that would phase out tax breaks for these data centers early, and another one that would essentially help stop homeowners' bills from rising because of these data centers. So first of all, I didn't know they got tax breaks.
Yeah, they do get tax breaks. So this is what their tax breaks looks for them. They so Georgia offers sales and use tax exemptions to attract data centers. So that's sales tax that they don't have to worry about with when it comes to big purchases like computer servers, networking gear, power and cooling infrastructure, backup generators. So big machinery, heavy machinery, they don't pay sales tax on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy and stupid because of how much harm they can do to the
Right.
community. Like, they're taking up all the water, they're making everybody's bills rise, and you don't have to pay a certain kind of tax.
You ain't lying. And it racks up too.
Crazy.
According to the AJC, Georgia waived roughly $296 million in state
God.
sales and use
Dog.
taxes. $296 million, bro.
So when I say that I am supportive of social programs and SNAP and all this stuff, and people are saying they're mooching off the system, what about these guys that are getting away with hundreds of millions of dollars they don't have to pay because they're what? Rich? Whatever. So there are 2 bills. These are Senate bills, 408 and 410. 408 would phase out these tax breaks early, starting in 2027. 410 would end the tax breaks right away if it passes. So they kind of look like 2 competing bills. The 410 that would end it right away apparently has only Republican support. The 408 that would phase out the tax breaks early has bipartisan support. So yeah, on the other end of that spectrum, we have the homeowners a part in this, and that's just another bill that would, stop homeowners' electric bills from rising because of data center power use. And that's, the question. Should we give people all these big tax breaks while the consumers, the people who actually live there, are going to be paying more money potentially because they're there? That means they're paying less while we pay more, and that's just how it's set up.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Some of the companies that we do have, some of the data centers that we do have in Georgia consists of Microsoft, Meta, Google, Lumen, DC Blocks, things like that. Like, these are big companies that make millions of dollars off of these data centers, because again, data centers are where we store all our data in our phones. So it's like they're making millions off of our backs, and then they're charging us more when it comes to our utilities. That is crazy.
And like we were talking about before, they can be the size of like
Yeah.
multiple football fields.
100,000 square feet
Of, like,
we
regional
talking
malls.
Real space that they're taking up. They're taking up real land, y'all.
Yeah.
Their argument is that they do. Their argument is that they do supply people with jobs, and then they also have like tax incentives that they do give out here and there. But it's not enough, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Here's the thing. We're complaining, but we need it.
You ain't lying, though. I thought it also.
We're complaining, but we need it. You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword. It sucks, but at the same time, Lana, you need your phone. You want your stuff backed up. We need it. We
Okay.
need it.
I would understand that argument to a degree before this whole AI tech boom. Y'all know how I feel about AI.
Yes, we do.
I use it, I use ChatGPT as a tool to kind of help me like research and stuff like that. But I was fine without it. You know what I mean? Like, what we had going on technology-wise before AI entered the chat, I was totally fine with. These people are trying to like push AI onto us and then say, by the way, we need a lot of data center space to back all this stuff up. That's what these are like popping up all over the place for. You know what I mean? And so as that gets more and more weird, because I think, like I said, they're probably going to replace the human race as they become more intelligent. You put that level of intelligence into a body, a humanoid body, and then replicate that. Like that one expert said, who's in the cage? Humans or animals? Why are animals in the cage? Because animals aren't as intelligent. What happens when the humans build something that's way more intelligent?
Then we just blow up the data centers.
There you go.
We blow. At least we know where they're
yeah, exactly. We know where they're located. Exactly.
They kept it really quiet. I swear to God, I didn't know what a data center was before I
either.
started working here.
Yeah.
So they kept it real nice and quiet. I didn't even know they was racking up 296 M's on us, y'all.
No.
We didn't even know that they was putting these data centers out in Georgia. So, hey, yeah, if it ever gets there, we know where to attack now.
Yeah, we seen our robot. You seen when Will Smith went into that. That was essentially a data center. When he went in and blew it up, that was essentially a data center. You know what I'm saying? And all the robots died after that. All of them went
That's
offline.
Such a good point.
All of them went offline.
I also keep forgetting to bring this up. So there's a Grok data center in Memphis. Have you guys heard about that?
No.
Grok is obviously Elon Musk's little chat bot that goes along with X. The people who live near that data center in Memphis have reported all types of just health issues, respiratory problems, asthma flare-ups, and just like headaches I've seen. And they believe it's linked to the air pollution from that facility's power generation, just turbines. So what if you also found it was making you a little sick? Not only is it using the water, not only is your electric bill going up, but it could possibly hurt you too?
I can see it now.
For what?
I can see it now. 2055. Have you been mesothelioma? Has Grok ever had you coughing? Well, you can call now at Elon Musk. I can see it now, bro. I can see the commercials now.
If you or your loved one has ever had mesothelioma related to the Grok Center,
I can see it now.
I mean, to your point, the real question is, are you ready to give up your phone?
No.
Because these data centers are taking a lot from us.
I will give up AI 1000%. Take Grok, take ChatGPT. I'm fine with Google. And Google is a form of it, sure. But like before, we didn't have all this. AI takes up so much data.
So you just like working extra hard.
I don't mind working extra hard.
Well,
See, y'all
I do.
lazy.
ChatGPT me up. Grok me up.
Yeah, Atlanta, are you ready to give up your phone? That's the real question. I don't know.
That's a good question. And I should also note with a caveat that the medical health concerns that they noted have not been legally or medically established, but it's just, we all live here. We're all noticing some things, and it's made the news in certain cases. So we'll see what happens with that, but that is interesting. Yeah. Okay. Also interesting. Georgia students are planning a walkout to protest these immigration policies that we're seeing around the country, the enforcement that's gotten a little weird. You ask me. So hundreds of people already packed into Hurt Park in downtown Atlanta, and they were protesting ICE. And, you know, it's because everybody basically sees what's going on in Minnesota. Like if you were watching in that last hour, you heard us say that in Minnesota, the police departments, the police chiefs are reporting that their own officers are getting stopped by ICE if they look like they're a minority and potentially just barricaded in with cars, potentially at gunpoint and forced to show whether or not they're a U.S. citizen. So people are seeing this and they're like, man, you know, we got to say something.
Yeah, and a lot of these, you know, ICE agents are going into schools and taking kids and stuff now too. So it's just, what?
I don't know if that's the case.
What do you mean?
That what?
Not in Atlanta, at least.
No.
Okay.
I've seen cases where students have been taken by ICE. Parents in the school pickup line have been taken by ICE.
So I'm like,
for sure.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, the protests are very much so in their right. Yeah. Like,
but some people, you know, you got to say the other side as well. Some people do think that these illegal immigrants should and could just leave. So that's
that part. No, I'm playing.
I'm
not playing though. Because if I don't know. I like I said, there's 4 million people that you are skipping in line when we're talking about you just crossing the border.
Trump has said like 20 million.
20 million people
20
have,
million
he's
people.
saying 20 million people have came here, you know, and I don't know if that's the case or not, but I know there's millions of people waiting to get their visas right now, and that line has paused. Some of those lines have even paused even longer because of this whole ICE thing and ICE situation. Trump has said that he was pausing visas in multiple different countries out there. So it's like, is it really fair to cut the line? I understand why you're cutting it, though. I understand that you are seeking refuge, but when a country finally says, all right, it's enough, I don't think it's wrong for them to kick you out, unfortunately. The way they do kick you out that's a different conversation.
Yeah, I think that there's just nuance to all of this. And there, it's not like black and white. And two things can be true at the same time. Like you're saying, like you can want them to be gone without wanting to see them hogtied in the street, and arresting U.S. citizens is like, a part of it. That's all, it's all part of it.
Yeah.
I will say immigration from South Africa is still allowed. And as we were talking about on a previous show,
Really?
because they're white. Yes.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. South Africa is still allowed, and the pause is about immigrant visas, not normal short-term travel across the board.
Elon Musk was working
It's
on that
not on the 75-country immigrant visa pause list, which other African countries were. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
It is. They've said they want to boost the numbers.
Yeah.
So it's not a joke. Just sounds funny.
Yeah, it is interesting. Elon Musk was working on that one. He was making sure that his folks could come through.
Yeah.
And that's messed up, but that's how it played out. That's just how it played out.
Let's just call a spade a spade. They just don't want certain people here, and we know what those certain people are. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Now, okay, so I seen somebody that just said something about how leave and go where to these countries like that are killing. Like I said, I told y'all a stat yesterday with Mexico. Their murder rate is really high right now. So yes, I understand why people are trying to leave. My question is, if that's the case, and we know that these South American countries are going through a lot of trouble, then why not allow America to come over and use your resources and also govern your cities, govern your government? What's the issue in doing that? If you want, like what we did with Venezuela, if we know that it's bad over there and you want to come into America anyways, then what's the issue in America going over there and helping out?
Man, that's like a grown man coming into your house telling you how to run your house.
After you try to get in my house,
after
you try to get in my house and ask for help, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
It's not a bad point, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, bruh, that's literally what that is. Hey, man, you having troubles over there? I'm about to come over there and help you out, man. Let me come take care of it. No, dog, don't come over to my house and try to touch it. Don't touch nothing.
Like, but then he's saying, then keep your kids out of mine.
I totally get where he's coming from, but I mean, it's just it's a double edge. It's double edged.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Man, you got you there.
But
send million to Venezuela. Since you like it so much, bye.
Chill. I love that the kids actually, even though I may not agree with what the kids is doing, I love the fact that they're actually staying in tune with the politics stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool.
In Atlanta, yeah.
Alrighty, we got to talk about Morris Brown's president. He was fired and he's now been unfired.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about this last time, all of us were like, "No, wait a minute. Now, why did he lose his job?"
Nobody knew.
Nobody figured out. They didn't give a reason. All the board essentially said was, "We appreciate your service. Have a good life." Abruptly fired him. No explanation. No nothing. And we were talking about how in Georgia you can do that. Sucks to suck. But mostly we were talking about how he took their enrollment from like 20 students to 500 because they'd lost their accreditation. So Morris Brown was just going through all types of drama. He comes in 2019. He's seemingly turning things around and got fired. Nobody knew why. And so he says, okay, I'm suing everybody. That's not what he said. But he basically said, like, I'm going to challenge this because I'm trying to figure out what you guys are doing here. So, yes, that brings us to today with this letter that has just come out. It's a bit too hard to read, but we'll just read it to you. Essentially that, yes, he has been reinstated. Dr. Kevin James is going to be the president once again. And they basically said, yeah, they were sorry and that they, realized that this did some harm to the community, that everybody was upset about it. Specifically, it says Dr. James has served Morris Brown College with distinction for 7 years, led the institution through a period of significant progress, restoration, and renewed national visibility. Other great things about him. After careful review, the board determined that Dr. James' separation from the college did not fully comply with the procedural and contractual requirements outlined in his employment agreement. They realized, oops, we weren't allowed to do this.
Yeah.
But also, I think that they realized how much of a help he was to Morris Brown, because at one point, Morris Brown was a uncredited college. Like, they lost the accreditation. So here's this president that does come, gets the accreditation back, and then also boosts people's students' rate of of enrollment.
No, 100%.
So it's like, how can you fire somebody? Like, don't forget. And I really appreciate how this whole entire thing turned out. Cause it's like, don't forget, like, we understand you're an institution. We understand that you're the one that's giving me the job, but also don't forget the contribution that I'm bringing. You know?
Yeah, Dr. Kevin James, you're better than me, because I would have gave them folks a middle finger and kept it moving, bro. You're not just gonna fire me without telling me what you fired me for and then bring me back like nothing happened. No.
Like nothing happened.
I'm out of here, bro. Y'all can kiss my butt. I'm going to Clark. I'm going to Spelman. I'm going somewhere where I'm appreciated. Not where y'all just want to throw me out just whenever you feel like it. No, man, they would have, bro, what? Dr. James, you're a good man.
Listen, because this also kind of supports your point as well. Part of the letter says, this board acknowledges that this period has been disruptive and painful for members of the Morris Brown community. The board deeply regrets the harm this has caused our institution, students, families, donors, supporters, and Dr. James. So who's getting fired? Who made this decision?
Yeah.
Who's being held accountable for the harm you did? Because if not, you don't regret it.
Yeah, somebody got to go.
Don't apologize to me. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
Don't apologize to him, especially when he showed you the contract and said, you can't do this. I'll see you in court. You know, now you're sorry? Please.
Look, Morris Brown only got 500 kids. Like,
what are we
come
talking
on,
about?
bro. Why y'all getting rid of the president? Come on now, bro. Like, they only got 500. They need every single person there. Y'all get rid of Dr. James. I guarantee if y'all would have brought him back, a lot of them kids would have left. Y'all would have lost accreditation again. Y'all would have been in this loophole of just stupidity, bro. Just a loophole of stupidity. So, Dr. James, you're a good man. You're a very good. I don't know you personally, but you're a good man for coming back. And you love. I'm pretty sure you really do love them kids at the school. That's why you came back. So, shout out to you.
But also, people can't just afford to get fired
abruptly,
especially when, like, I know I haven't done anything wrong, and you're not even accusing me of doing anything wrong. I still got rent due. I still got a car payment.
Flat
what do you
out.
mean I'm fired?
Flat out.
He just missed 1 week though. He just missed 1 week though.
I mean,
he just missed 1 week. They probably gonna have to pay him for that week still. You know.
You think you're gonna get some back pay from
You
the
better,
from the week?
bro. Mind you, this really shows how much he cares about the college.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
general. Because, like you said, you guys just tried to play with play in my face.
Yep.
You really just put it all out there and just drop me. And the fact I could really just leave and go somewhere else if I wanted to. But the fact that he loves this college so much and he loves the students there so much, he did swallow his pride and actually chose to work there. That's beautiful.
I know he's feeling powerful too.
Oh,
He said
bro.
the whole community came behind me. Now what? Now what?
Oh,
That's
they
how you gotta do it.
They got to give him everything he asked
Exactly.
for. Now. Everything he asked for. He want to raise, he get it.
I
He
need some vacation
He want,
days.
yeah. He getting everything he asked for because now he got something over their head, bro. He got something over their head. Oh, if y'all really, because I'm pretty sure that's not the full story, and we're not getting
For
everything.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Dr. James probably knows the real issue is if it's somebody in the office that don't like him, or if it's this or it's that. I'm pretty sure Dr. James know it, and I'm pretty sure he got receipts of everything. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if we really want to play this game, let's play.
Right,
Like,
right.
I can pull out some stuff and really show these folks. So, yeah, man. You better not play with that man like that.
Respect
right?
to him.
Yeah.
though. Respect to him.
Anybody that come back after getting fired for no reason, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous man.
Trump.
Look.
Trump.
Look.
Oh my God.
That's a
He's
dangerous.
about to go crazy.
That's a
He
dangerous
has
man.
gone crazy.
That's a dangerous man, bro. You don't want to mess with that person, bro.
Boy, okay. Speaking of jobs, there's an Atlanta man who's trying to warn y'all right now not to fall victim to these text-based job scams going around right now because he got.
Yeah, he did get got.
Got.
But here's the thing, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Get off your phones for us. And I also think that a lot of people don't realize it's a lot of older people that do this. But anyway, I'll break that down. A guy named Bob Glazer from North Georgia, man, who previously considered himself a scam proof. So this dude thought he could never get scammed a day in his life. Got him. A text message offering easy remote work with a promise of payment after 2 days of training, requiring no financial information up front. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Glazer lost $1,700, which he does not expect to get back. Now, here's the thing. The scammers, they made this fake website to impersonate the job and the company, forcing actual business to file multiple takedown requests. Yeah, man, y'all gotta realize these scams from the actual people. Nobody's making you pay to get your money. And that's what happens in these scams. So it's called a pay to play scam. So essentially what happens is you would do the work, you're paid in the pictures, you are paid for your work, but you have to pay to open up a tier to unlock your money. You get what I'm saying? So you would have to pay to unlock your money and pay to get to a tier. So it's a pay to play type of scam. And yeah, my man got. Definitely got.
I think I might have gotten
You
one
got
of
a
these
text
texts.
message?
No.
I don't know. I was just about to look for it. I might need to do it just later on. I'll tell you guys later. But yeah, they will text you and say like, hey, we've got a great job that you can do. You know, you're qualified for this. And, you know, it's we'd love to like have you on and we'll pay you some money. I'll have to look at it. But I remember thinking like, that's not real. First of all, who gave you this number?
Yeah.
First and foremost, because
Yeah.
that's sketchy. And number two, so many people want these remote jobs. Nobody needs to fish and text someone for it. So
Nope.
they're probably scamming you. You know what I mean? Anyway.
He thought he couldn't get scammed. He got scammed, and it's a lot of. But here's the thing: it's a lot of older people that are doing this and or that are getting scammed, and that goes to a whole nother point of like I think older people don't need to have cell phones, like just flat out.
Until you can prove you can use this responsibly.
Until you can prove that you can use this, you don't need to have the cell phone. Get you a flip phone and call it a day, because yeah, bro, you're getting got and it's messed up. $1,700, crazy.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
I also do think that it's sad that this is somebody who was looking for work. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, because there's so many like drug dealers and illegal ways to make money. You trying to steal from someone looking for a job is crazy.
You know what I do? Every time I've gotten one of those text messages, I text them back and we have like a conversation until I get them so frustrated because I'm not doing what they ask for. I will
Yeah.
get them so frustrated to where they just stop texting me, or like I'll just keep going back with them. I had to do one time. I called him on the phone, or he called me, and he was trying to scam me to get my bank information. And dude, I put him on hold. I was giving him wrong information. I was doing all kinds of stuff, bro. And towards the end, he just cussed me out and just hung up the phone. So,
Fight back.
Yeah,
Fight back.
yeah.
That's real. So let me get this right. So they're going to the job and then they're well, not going to the job, but like they're hired or something like that.
No, they're not
'Cause
hired at all.
It says that they're often paid small amounts of real money at first to build credibility.
They're not paid anything.
Ah.
They're not paid anything, man. So you're paid small amounts, but you don't actually physically touch that money.
Oh, so it's like they just say that it's there.
You could see it. So if you did the work, you could see like, oh, I can see $50 in this like little payment account, and it's not in your real account. But in order to get this money out, you have to send X amount of dollars to get this money out of the account.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is stupid.
Don't even make no
That is stupid. I ain't gonna lie, you are one dumb person to fall for that one now. Now I can't laugh at you because I mean, who knows? I could get scammed someday, sometime. I pray God doesn't put that in my life. But but that one was kind of easy layup.
Yeah,
Like,
let me pay to get my money.
Right.
Right.
the account.
Right. I'm not paying you to work here.
What? That don't even make no sense, bro.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to. Okay, we're moving on. I just want to say, I just wonder the kind of work they had him doing because it was all fake. So
Yeah.
like he was giving him busy work.
Busy work.
What are you even doing
Hey,
these
hey.
days?
Create these other text messages to scam more people.
But you know who loves the job they chose? There was a man who worked in the South Fulton Police Department. He got wounded on the job now. He got into like a shootout involving a suspected jaywalker. So, you know, the situation was already like, you know, crazy. But apparently his home mortgage was just paid off. Paid off entirely. So now him and his family are fine. There was a whole ceremony honoring him at the Georgia State Capitol. And I was just thinking, now this is how you do your employees.
Workers' comp. What is workers' comp? I don't even want workers' comp. Pay my mortgage.
Pay my mortgage.
Pay my mortgage. Forget that workers' comp. I want my house paid for, please. Like, what?
So apparently this mortgage payoff was a collaborative effort. It wasn't the department who did this. This was private citizens and nonprofit organizations who got together. But you know, that's still like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, it goes to show that if you actually do your job correctly and you're following the rules and you're also working with other people, you know, that you are policing over, you know, people will give you some more money. You know, that's the argument, but it's like people will show you some love, you know?
Okay, well, God forbid I get hurt. I hope both of y'all donate and pay what I need to be paid. Because man, I do my job very well. So I mean,
Yeah.
hope,
If he were to get hurt on the job, We could probably pull off.
Yeah,
I think the dollar store has some balloons.
See?
The dollar
You
store
see?
does got some.
Do you
balloons.
see
do.
this?
They have Goodwill.
Yeah, they got,
It's
and I know you like them little cosmic brownies.
It's
I got it with a cosmic brownie,
crazy, bro.
I got it with a cosmic brownie
This
for
man
sure.
get his mortgage paid for. I get a brownie. That's wild.
And some balloons.
Yeah.
That's wild,
Yeah,
bro.
some balloons too. Yeah.
All right, well-
Yeah. What you want? You want a little drink too? I got you, bro. They don't got Sprite in there. They
All
got
right.
the dollar store Sprite.
All right.
I can get you the
Off-brand.
dollar
All
Sprite.
right, just know. Y'all better not get hurt because I ain't sending y'all jack nothing.
Well, that's rude. But we got to go to break. We will be right back after this. Welcome back to Hot 97 News Atlanta. We talk a lot about the crime here in Metro Atlanta, and this is actually a story that's pretty great because you always wonder where the parents are. You always wonder where these parents are, and apparently a dad in Clayton County just turned his own son in.
Yeah, a Clayton County dad turned his son in. Laquan Stevens, who is 16 years old, is now in custody. Stevens is accused of 2 separate incidents, but the incident that got him caught, that got him turned in, it was a firing over on Lovejoy crossing lane, and a juvenile seated in the front passenger seat was struck by gunfire and suffered gunshot wounds to the face and the neck. Stevens allegedly fled the scene after the shooting, and the Lovejoy Police Department identifies Stevens as the suspect and obtained aggravated assault warrants. So they put the warrant out for him, and the person that turned him in was his own father.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's what I was thinking also.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. man.
Really?
Yeah, man, you're supposed to protect your kids.
But
At
if
all
you know
costs.
your kids are out here in these streets,
You're supposed to protect your children, man. I don't know if I would have turned my kid in.
interesting.
Yeah. I don't think I would have turned him in. I don't, because I mean at that point it's a bait. You know what I'm trying to say. He is literally having his son. He's helping out in this robbery because he's having his son at the house. He's baiting and adding, or
Aiding and abetting.
there it goes. There it goes.
I was trying to. I was
me
gonna
too.
find
There
it. Yeah.
goes. There it
Yeah.
goes. But I just don't feel like as a dad, man, your job is to protect your children.
Yeah.
And I think that as him turning his son in, that's like almost betraying your child a little bit, and that will lead to my kid never wanting to, talk to me again or, be mad at me. And I get it. We're not here to be our kids' friends, but you are here to protect your child. So I don't know, man. I feel funny about that. I don't think I would have did that. I don't think I would have turned him in.
I actually thought it was great. I do see your point only because of how horrific the jail scene is. And that is a really tough thing to feel like you're sending your kid into. At the same time, like if this guy who's only 16 years old, to your point, this is young, but like to my point, he's young. He's already getting to this where police are accusing him of shooting somebody in the face, a couple of times. You clearly don't get what life is. And you clearly don't know how to operate around people. So you might need to go to jail for a little bit to figure out, like, this is not the life you want to live.
True.
Yeah, and see, I blame the father though. Like at the end of the day, I also think that the father was wrong in this, because what does it say about yourself? Like it shows that you obviously went wrong somewhere in raising this child, and then you quit on him and turn him into the police. That's how I see it. Like you just gave up because you couldn't do the job. You couldn't get him in line. You couldn't keep him in check. So you're going to let the government do it? That's unfortunate. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Here?
So then what would be the alternative? Like, do you think that he should have said, oh, like, this is my son. I now know that this is what he's accused of doing. I know the police are looking for him. Nothing? Like, what should he have done?
So here's the thing. I would have never turned him in, but he also wouldn't have been allowed to come in my house. Okay. So if you want to do that crime, you got to figure this out for yourself. So that means you got to figure out where to go stay. If you're going to go on a run, you got to figure this out for yourself. If you want to do big boy stuff, you got to be able to pay big boy consequences. But I'm not going to be involved in those
Gotcha.
consequences. So when they come talking to me, asking me where you're at, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea where my son is. I have not seen my son in X amount of days. I
see
don't
you.
know.
Yeah.
But I will not be giving him up to you. If you want to go get my son, go find him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the one to
see
give
what
him
you're
up.
saying.
That way my son at least knows, like, hey, my dad got my back. He might not have my back fully, but he does have my back in a sense to where, when push comes to shove, I know I can call on my dad and be like, hey, Dad, I'm in trouble. All right, what kind of trouble you in? All right, you in this trouble? All right, I will tell you where to go, how to move, but you won't be coming in my house. They're going to have to find you themselves.
But if you found out, like a month later that now he's got like 2, 3, 4 bodies on him, or he's been accused of like, okay, now it's gone from that shooting to like killing. What, like, would you feel like a level of guilt, or like, how would you feel? Because you just unleashed him on the community at that point.
Well, you just have to accept it. Like I said, you as a father, you already folded. You already, obviously something that was wrong with the child, if he has to resort to this. But I don't put that blame on the child. I put that on the father. You was not doing whatever was necessary in the past to make sure that he was an outstanding citizen. But to turn him in, like you just gave up on him completely. Almost. Like you gave up on him completely. You just because you know how the government's about to treat this young man. He's 16 years old. He's probably not going to see. Look, man, he's probably not. They're probably going to keep him in there for years. And then when he gets out, then what? He's not going back to his dad's house.
No.
Who can he trust? Who can he rely on at this point?
And here's the thing, to your point, Million, I like how you said it is the dad's fault for not being there. But at the same time, it's only so much, we don't know. It's only so much his dad could have instilled in him to be like, hey man, don't go down this route. Don't do this. Don't do that. I was one of them kids to where my parents instilled in me, hey, don't do this, dude. I did the total opposite because I didn't care. You know what I mean? So it could be that factor of this kid just never wanted to, I just ain't gonna listen to my parents. But it takes him getting in trouble, and it takes my dad, and it took me getting in trouble for my parents to be like, hey, I'm not gonna like put you out to the wolves, and as far as like the system, but you gonna have to get this spanking from whatever trouble you get into from whatever you just did. And I think that's what this is. The dad is literally saying, hey, bro, I'm not going to give you to them, but you're going to have to get in trouble on your own accord. I can no longer tell you that this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. That's like touching the stove every time I tell you that it's hot and you keep going and burning yourself. Eventually, brother, you're going to have to burn yourself one good time, and that's going to be the last time.
And
That's how I perceived the jail sentence to be. And I was just looking up to see if he was charged as an adult or charged as a minor, and I didn't see that in here. But I think that also does kind of make a difference. But I do see, you guys' points. I just also feel like that's like a societal thing because people are working so hard and so many jobs to stay afloat in some cases. They don't have the time and the energy, and we don't have the communities anymore where we're really looking after each other's kids like that to really like raise a village. So I do think that it's just a shame, but what do you do? Yeah.
What would you do though? Would you give your son, would you give your kid up?
Man, I don't know, because now that you say that, and the Clayton County Jail, Fulton County Jail, the jails in the area, the rep they have of being horrifying. Can you really do that to your kid? But at the same time, I'm not going to have it on my conscience that my kid's running around shooting your kids. I don't know. I don't know.
I couldn't do it. Like you said, Dale, it's not up at that point. I'm a big proponent of like allowing children to have their own consequences. So yes, let him go through those consequences with the law. Unfortunately, you did this. You're a big boy now. So yes, let him go through those consequences, but I'm not going to push you into it.
No.
I'm not going to just say out to the wolves you go. Because again, eventually, praying to God, this young man does get out. I pray to God he eventually does get rehabilitated and he gets out. When he does get rehabilitated, who does he rely on? Who is he going to go to? Because he now knows that he can't trust his dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, we have to move on from that, but we do have another situation out of Clayco. Well, it's not out of Clayco. The guy was from Clayco. He was a burglary suspect from Clayco who broke his ankle jumping out of an apartment window.
Yeah, Clayton County, y'all be acting up.
Clayco
bruh.
does have some strange crime.
They
And we're
do.
from Clayco, so it's set with love. But dang.
I was about to say, y'all Clayco, ain't y'all?
Oh man. This 26-year-old victim returned home in the morning to find a man that shattered the glass and was sleeping on his couch. Was sleeping on the victim's couch. When the homeowner attempted to call 911, the suspect identified as Las Mari Smith allegedly grabbed the victim's scarf to pull him back and snatched the phone away before jumping out of the second-story window and breaking his knees.
I'm sorry,
breaking
did you
his
say
ankle.
he was his knees? Did you say he was on the couch sleep?
Yeah. But no. I'm gonna tell you why though. So
Okay.
before, because I thought the same thing and I had to keep reading. I thought that it was just some random person. They know each other. So the victim and the guy know each other. So the victim met the guy on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, not Facebook Marketplace, Facebook dating.
About to say,
But
wait a
hey,
minute.
listen, I done met a few people on Facebook Marketplace when I done bought stuff from them. Not like that, but I'm like, okay. I can see how this could be a dating app. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow.
Interesting. Wow.
But he met him on Facebook dating and ended up letting him stay over 2 nights ago. So this is he had already stayed over beforehand.
Okay.
And so he came back when he wasn't there and stayed there when he wasn't there. Yeah, it's crazy. So Smith, 36, from Riverdale, is charged with first-degree burglary, robbery, hindering a 911 call, obstruction of law enforcement, criminal trespass, and damage to property.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy. There has been like guys that I've heard at least guys that use women for their couches.
Well, this is not. This is a man.
it.
This is a man using
I
a
know,
man.
I know. I'm just saying, guys that use people for their couches when they're dating. I might be homeless. This is a place to stay.
Yeah, we call those.
I have
we call
seen
those.
You've seen it?
I've seen
Have
it.
you gone through it?
I've not gone through it.
Those
By the
are
grace of God, I've not gone through it.
those are called homosexuals.
Homosexual.
I've heard that actually.
That's called a homosexual.
Yes,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't even care as long as you let me sleep here. Literally. Yes. I don't care what you look like.
Yeah, they met, and here's the thing, man. Stop trying to find love on Facebook dating. That ain't the app to find no love on. The app, I think the app Richter scale goes like Hinge, then it goes like maybe Bumble, then Tinder. Facebook dating is down at the bottom, bruh. Don't ever try to date nobody on Facebook dating, dog. Like what?
I think people should start going out and trying to meet people in person.
That's hard.
It's so hard, but like it's way more meaningful. I think where my problem with these dating apps is like you meet someone who has potentially like 16 other people that they're just talking to.
Yeah.
And you can get dropped at any moment, not knowing what they really have going on. And so I think it's really like messing people up.
It's the same thing with dating in general, though. You could be talking to multiple different people and get ready to drop them at any point in time.
What are the odds of you finding 16 people out in public and making a real relationship with them when it's hard enough to find one?
That's true.
Versus like they're all right here. All I have to do is swipe, and I can swipe as many times as I want today, and I can be talking to 30 people.
Yeah.
It's like,
You must not go to the Atlanta clubs enough, because if you go long enough, I've seen guys rack up a couple of rotations.
you been in the club?
I ain't saying
racking them
I
up?
have, because I've
Wow.
been working,
Yeah,
and I
that's-
have a lovely girlfriend at home,
That's a-
and I would never do anything like that.
I know that's right.
You know, that's my
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
She was my one and only. I knew right when I met her.
Boy, this man is lying. Oh my God, he's lying. You
right from the get-go,
you
baby.
can tell he
I
lying.
knew
Yeah,
right from the
baby.
get-go, baby.
Yeah, all
Nah,
right.
that's crazy.
No,
though.
that's sweet.
with the story though, it is interesting though. Like, so if he stayed there 2 previous nights, is it wrong to assume that this
I
is
live here now, right?
no, not live here, but like, is it wrong to assume that, you know, you mess with me, you know, you cool with me, we obviously have a connection,
Brother.
What's
How did
wrong
he
to-
get in?
Brother, he broke the glass. He shattered
he
the glass.
broke the
Yeah,
glass to
Yeah, he
get
broke
in.
the
Oh,
glass
I'm
again.
getting
It was
in.
burglary. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he broke the glass and jumped through the window and got into the house and was laying on the couch sleep. Them homosexuals, something serious, dog.
Wow.
They something serious. Watch your couch. All right.
I just want, like, what did you think you were going to say when he shows up and realize you broke in? Because to lay on the couch means that you just literally just needed a place to
You
sleep.
needed a place to sleep.
You like did you not think about like what comes next? Surely this guy's gonna be upset that I broke the window to get in. I'm peacefully sleeping here.
He was kicking it. He was
He
kicking
did
it.
not. I don't think some of y'all don't think.
No. Well, I mean, they definitely. Well, he definitely wasn't thinking. He found him on Facebook dating. He wasn't thinking at all. And then, like you said, you let me stay there 2 nights ago. This is my house now.
not my
Yeah,
house,
it's
but
my
like,
house.
you
Yeah.
know, he was just like, obviously, you know, I could go a third time. You taking too long to get home, baby.
Oh, he
You
So
thought-
know?
I'm breaking a glass.
I'm gonna break the
He
glass.
thought
Don't
this-
worry, I'll pay for
He
it.
thought it was about to be a sweet surprise. Be laying there like this.
Oh,
and then- like, yeah, what you got going? He thought he was about to surprise him.
You gotta fix the window, by the way.
Yeah, my dog. I broke that, homeboy, but I'm here, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Ah, that's good. Okay. What's not good, if you get your meth from a couple of men from Tacoma, they might be in jail.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that's so funny. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They might be in jail because they just got arrested. 2 people just got arrested. This is the Stevens County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division. They apparently had been monitoring one of the men after getting a tip that he was regularly traveling to Atlanta back and forth to get large quantities of drugs. So somebody rolled on them.
Definitely snitch.
They got a tip. So yeah, and they ended up intercepting that guy's car in Toccoa, 9 o'clock, January 15th p.m., night of January 15th. And he was apparently, allegedly, returning from a suspected drug pickup in Atlanta. So they searched his car. They brought the canine out. The canine sniffed around, found the narcotics, and officers say they recovered 2.15 ounces of meth and digital scales and other drug-related objects.
Oh man.
Is that a lot of meth?
That is meth is so like played out, man. There's so many other new drugs now. You know what I mean? But meth is just played out. Do another drug.
Or don't do drugs at all,
Don't do drugs either.
or just don't do
Well,
them.
that too.
Some drugs are legal.
Yeah, some drugs are legal. Some drugs are legal. Some drugs are legal.
Alcohol is legal.
That's the worst drug out there,
Right.
bro.
I would
The
say I
wor-
know that's-
the worst drug. Trust me, the worst drug. I think, and I don't know if y'all know where Stevenson is, but Stevenson's like North Georgia, near like I looked it up. It's like North Georgia. You go
Can I-
way up north.
Can I
Right.
guess the demographic?
Oh, we know the demographic. We know the demographic, brother. He's trafficking meth. Come on now, brother.
I wanted to look up because I'm sure that's, it's great. You got drugs off the street, but what we say 2.15 ounces
2.15 ounces.
Ounces.
of
is crazy.
meth.
2.15 ounces.
A lot. I'm
And
gonna ask if it's a lot. I mean, just because you did all this and you rolled on them, they got arrested, whatever, and I'm sure, you'd probably be thinking like, surely there must be a huge drug bust we're about to get.
No, that's
2.15 ounces sounds like, dang,
that's
this
the
is it?
baggie right there in that picture. That was the baggie of meth.
That was it?
Yeah, that was the baggie of meth. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's it right there. That is how much they got.
Get the drugs off the street.
Yeah, that's how much.
In most U.S. jurisdictions, hey, that amount does trigger serious felony charges and long prison exposure. So that's great.
As it should.
As it definitely
Amen.
should, yo. Get the drugs off the
Yeah,
street.
get this
the
meth out of here.
Get it out of our city.
Right.
Get it. It's not funny. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it is funny.
No, it is. Get it out of here.
No,
Get the
very,
drugs out.
no, very true, very true, very true, very true, very true.
Yeah.
And now, where did they? So they ended up. So they made it to Steven. I mean, they didn't make it to Stevenson, but they bought it here in the city. So there's meth labs in Atlanta.
I don't know.
There's a lot of meth trafficking through Atlanta.
That's what I'm trying.
And Clayco.
That's what I'm starting to understand.
I had no idea.
There's labs in the city like that.
And I don't know if it's labs or if they're just like a transport hub and you
Right
can
here?
just come in and get it. Because that's when I found out when that farmer's market got hit. And they
Oh,
were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it was like, all these tons of meth. How many? It was a crazy amount of meth from that farmer's market. I bring it up a lot because it was like the biggest drug bust the DEA here had like ever had.
Yeah.
So, when you talk about 2.15 ounces, that's great. That's good for you
I
guys.
made this point. I didn't make this point. One of my homeboys made this point the other day, and he made it valid. I thought it was a valid point. If we made drugs illegal, hear me out. Now, wait. Hear me out. We made them safe. We made them legal. And we put tax on them. Do you think people would stop using drugs as much?
There's no such thing as making drugs safe.
This was
the
just-
only reason why I say that is because if you make it accessible, overly accessible, that's where you start getting overdoses. People cannot control themselves. I don't trust people to control themselves. There's studies that's just recently came out that people that smoke weed on a constant basis, you may have an addiction. People claim that it's not an addiction, but you also it's possible to overdose. So just be
overdose on
careful.
weed.
Not on weed, but I'm just saying when you're consuming something on a constant basis, it's possible to overdose. You're not going to say, oh, I got a good amount. I'm not going to smoke it all today, or I'm not going to use it all today. Some people can't do that.
But like, who am I to tell them what you should and shouldn't be doing?
Thank
If you overdose, you did that to yourself.
Thank you.
I mean, I gotta teach my kids when I have kids, this is what this is. This is how, to move around this. And if you do that to yourself, you did that to yourself. That's like saying we shouldn't have like ibuprofen on the store shelf because if you eat too many ibuprofens, you'll die. I mean, how am I going to trust that you won't take too many? I don't. I hope you don't. I hope you'll read the instructions on the back.
Exactly.
But outside of that, good luck. I mean,
That's the only point. The only point he was trying to make is if people found a way to, if the government found a way to tax it, make it legal, this, that, and the third, like, would that stop people from using drugs? And me personally, I think it probably would. It would either ramp it up to an obscene amount, or it would make people stop using it as much. That's the way I think.
Alcoholism is huge in the U.S.
but way more people drink it responsibly. I'm not going to drink in the middle of a work shift. Do people do that?
Yes.
But do like the majority of people do that? No. It's like a weekend thing, after work thing. Like if there was a problem where the majority of the United States was strung out on alcohol,
They would get rid of it.
They would have been gotten rid of it.
The prohibition era only lasted for so long because folks was like, oh, this, okay.
You can't do this. It's not that bad.
Exactly.
27.1 million adults are alcoholics. Apparently, 10 to 13% of the U.S. adults experience alcohol use disorder.
You said 10 to 13%. That's low.
I guess, man. You can't save
low.
everybody, huh? You can't save everybody, I guess, huh? Still,
He's so good.
I don't know. It's sad.
Ban
It's
it
just
all.
sad.
Yeah.
We can't trust these people with autonomy over their lives.
And this is coming from somebody that's like a sober person, like that has gone through addiction. So I am saying that,
Yeah.
hey man, I think that's a cool idea. I don't know.
I think it would be too. I'm on your kind of viewpoint on that, where I also think if it were all just legal, it kind of loses some of the allure. And all of a sudden, I just start to find like where in my life I want to use this at. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna go. Like I've never seen the people who take like Molly or whatever at like festivals strung out on Molly.
Ever.
Ever. Like just day to day, because it's like this is not what this drug is for.
Exactly, bro.
So I don't know. If it was legal, it just would be less weird. But I digress. We got to talk about these thieves.
Yep. The Hood Olympics have came to Atlanta. Thieves tear through 18 cars in 10 minutes.
I see what you just did there. I like that.
10 minutes though.
The Hood Olympics.
Yo, 10 minutes, 18 cars is crazy. 18 cars is crazy. So on January 7th, thieves broke into 18 cars with a gated parking garage equipped with security cameras. Police determined the entire operation took only 10 minutes. Y'all, come on. We got to give them a little credit.
Mark,
No.
set, go. Boo, 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 boo. I'm talking about busting windows, bro.
Bro,
Wait.
and this is gated garages also.
With security cameras. They don't care.
They don't.
In Atlanta, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so annoying because you move into a location with a parking garage or an apartment complex with whatever gated thing that makes you feel all safe and whatnot. You're like, surely nobody would break into here.
Psych.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Bruh, 18 cars?
18
And
cars
I
in 10
see
minutes.
here they really didn't steal any money or anything. They only really stole guns.
They're always looking for guns. It'd be crazy to leave your gun in a car and have it stolen, wouldn't it?
Oh man.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Don't know anybody that's ever happened to.
Yeah.
Yeah, please stop keeping your guns in your cars. Yeah, because okay, so it's your interesting fact. According to the APD, more than 2,000 guns are stolen in people's cars in Atlanta per year.
I wonder how that feels.
Yeah.
To know that your gun has been taken from your car.
My gun was taken from my car. It was in my glove compartment. I thought my neighborhood was sweet, like it was the good old days. Like I was like, no, they would never do it because I know my neighborhood. But yet again, they didn't steal any of the clothes. They didn't steal any of the shoes. Kind of felt disrespected when I seen that. They didn't steal none of that. They only took my gun. So please, y'all,
Jesus.
whatever you do, take your gun in your house, please.
Yeah, man. Look, these are my best clothes.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want
yeah,
none of
yeah,
this.
yeah. None of
That's
that.
Christmas. That's a nice watch, I thought.
You know what's crazy, bro? If somebody was to steal a gun and that gun had a body on it, and then that person ends up getting arrested for stealing the gun, I wonder if that person's in trouble, or if the body gets like
Oh,
put on
yeah.
that gun, but the person that stole it is in possession of it at the time.
Right.
Does that link that person to that body? Because they can't, they don't know who,
They have no
they have no
clue.
idea. So it's like,
Ooh,
y'all,
boy.
steal them guns at your own risk at this point. Because,
Seriously.
like, I mean, you just don't know what people got on them.
Yeah, that's real. Like you said earlier, despite breaking into 18 vehicles, they ignored the cash. They ignored other valuables. They
Wow.
only got one 9mm handgun. That's all they want. That's what these Atlanta thieves is coming after nowadays. It's the gun. That's the only thing they worried about.
That's crazy. That's crazy when you think
18
about
guards, one gun. Either those people are really, the other 17 people are like really smart for not having their gun in their car, or you got to protect yourself. Because one of the two.
it. You know what's crazy too? Was this like a smashed window kind of situation?
Yeah. Yep.
For all the cars?
Not all the cars. Some of the cars, I'm sure were unlocked. Let me double
That's
check.
why
that.
literally people will keep their cars unlocked just so it can get broken into
Yeah, that's a headache.
in peace.
Yeah, replacing your windows a headache.
Man, there are cities who
Right.
don't live like this, where like you're not thinking about, let me leave my car unlocked so that it can get broken into in peace.
Yeah, you know what city that is? Alpharetta.
So if you've ever been thinking about ways to expand,
Don't come up here. No,
that's crazy. Okay, speaking of cars in Atlanta, we wanted to let you guys know there has been a ranking about what states are the best and worst places to drive in 2026.
Yes. A new Wiley Hub study reveals significant disparities in driving conditions across the United States, with the average American driving losing approximately $900 and spending 49 hours in your car during traffic. $900,
Wow.
49 hours in traffic is crazy.
What?
That's crazy, and I bet it happens here. I don't know where it is on the list right now.
I'm about to tell you.
But I remember the first time I got stuck behind an accident where you literally just put it in park and
just
wait.
sit.
In Atlanta, you have to have a book or something in the car to where it's like you are prepared, snacks, a couple bottles of water, just in case you end up in standstill traffic, because it could literally happen at any day.
So, what would y'all think the first top 3 best cities to live in?
For
Or
driving,
Worst, the best top 3
cities or states?
states. My bad. I don't know why I
Okay.
said cities.
I was about to say cities. I don't know. Okay. Can I put on Hawaii? Seems like there aren't that many people in Hawaii.
You can put Hawaii. It's not there.
I'm gonna put Hawaii. Oh, okay.
Okay. Wyoming. I mean, they
Utah.
don't got no people out there.
No and no.
Wow.
Nevada,
No.
Dang.
All right.
Rhode Island.
No, I'll tell you. Top 3: Vermont, Iowa, and Kansas.
I almost said Kansas.
Kansas?
Kansas is a lot of road
It is.
and farmland.
Now, guess where Atlanta lies in on this list?
This ranking,
Yeah. What number?
out of 50 or out of what?
50. Out of 50.
And this is like
The worst is the bottom. The
Okay.
top is the best. So number 1 is Vermont. That's the best place to ride for traffic. The worst is, I'll give you the worst. The worst is Hawaii. But
dang, the worst is Hawaii.
yeah. Where do we?
Wow.
Where does Georgia rank?
Georgia is it's got to be like 47.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm with you, Lonnie. We gotta be like 46, 47.
Georgia's number 11.
Wow.
You guys
Georgia
have
is
never
number
been
11.
to Atlanta. You have never been to Atlanta. There's
Exactly,
no way.
exactly.
There's no way.
Exactly. It's the worst place to
And
drive.
Hawaii is the worst. You've never been to Hawaii either. They just threw Hawaii on the end. Oh, I'm sure it's just bad. I've never gone and I'll never go.
The worst place to drive is like we're at number 11, which is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
I
wild.
always wonder who makes up these
Yeah, who
stories?
makes these up? Because I think that's California is lower than us.
It's worse.
Yeah, California.
Okay, yeah, I can
California is
tell
worse than
California
us. Washington is worse than us, and Maryland is worse than us.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Well, I don't see any comments anymore online that have to do with these stories, but thank you so much to everybody who did weigh in online. And if you want to come and hang out, we'll be doing this every day, weekdays, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. But that's going to do it for us. So final thoughts.
Nah, man, y'all have a good day and be productive, and God loves you.
Amen. All right.
Stay safe and warm, Atlanta, please, because it's bundle up.
About to be
please.
cold.
Yeah.
Talk about that tomorrow, actually. Yeah. All right. See ya.
Peace.